And I'm wondering how you are thinking about climate change and how this comes up in terms of the erraticness of the food you receive, and unfortunately what we may predict, we do predict as food shortages. We're dealing with excess right now, but we may be dealing with extreme shortages. So I'm wondering how you're thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean, it is really difficult, isn't it? What's on the horizon? We definitely, when we're trying to work with people, first of all, we want to work with people to try and reduce surplus food wherever we can. So genuinely, we're trying to work with where there's unavoidable food waste. So if people can, like, we love it when the supermarkets we're working with are getting better and better at reducing waste. That's got to be the goal, right? We want to, because of the impact it has on the climate and so on. However, where there is unavoidable surplus, we want to work as hard as we can to get that to the communities who can use it. So I think it's around us always being pretty agile. So we try and say, like you say, depending on the weather or climate change or all the things that are happening, seasonality, surplus food can be really lumpy. So the more we can be flexible, great. What we try and do, because we've invested in warehouses and vans that are already like fixed costs for us as well as colleagues, where we don't always have full shelves full of food because of seasonality, we do something called Multibank, where we also rescue non-food items that are surplus. So they might be hygiene products or toiletries or bedding or those sorts of things, still environmentally, things that cost people money but are going surplus. Those things obviously don't have a short shelf life, so we can put them up on the shelves. And if we have like less food some months because of the seasonality of surplus food, we top up the delivery with hygiene products or with other things so that we're still like making the most of the ban that's going out, so it's not going out empty. The communities we're supporting, even if they're not always getting food, they're getting something else of value. And so we try and address the kind of seasonality of surplus food by also offering other surplus items that we can, top up the deliveries with as well. So it's meeting our environmental goals of things not going to waste, but it's also having really amazing social impact and making sure we're like topping up with non-food items if we don't always have food.
I love it. That is a very brilliant strategy. And also, I think you said the key word, which is the challenging part, is that you must remain flexible at all times. It's not a predictable, even if you're like, oh, we're going to make a product from, this surplus tomatoes or something. Well, that has to be flexible too. But that's why canning and freezing, et cetera, is good, because you just may not have it all the time. But the flexibility is so essential, but it also makes for an exhausting work week. And
do you know what?
Yeah.
I always say to people, do not work in surplus food if you don't like unpredictability, because literally no 2 weeks are the same. So I think it just depends, right, on whether you're a person who finds that exhausting or finds that energizing. Mm-hmm. I find it massively energizing because actually I love that no 2 weeks are the same. I love that like something crazy is going to happen in every single day that is unexpected, that is not what we thought was going to happen that day, which I get it. Some people might find that exhausting. Oh God, I love it. I think if you're a person who like thrives on challenge and change, it's for you, the surplus food world.